Good day everyone. Good day ma'am. We are the Group 2 student teacher interns. I am Ina Pidlawan together with Miss Jacqueline Cano and Miss Jenny Velasquez. We will be presenting Activity 1 in Field Study 1, Teacher's Knowledge and Content and Pedagogy. At the end of these activities, all of us are expected to attain the following intended learning outcomes. First is to identify the strategies used by the teacher that promotes numeracy skills, literacy skills, and higher order thinking skills. Second is to take an account on various strategies employed by the teacher. And lastly is to observe and categorize classroom communication strategies employed by the teacher. Now, we will be tackling the 8 principles of learning, the strategies utilized, and in what part of the lesson they employed such strategies. For the first principle of learning, the strategies such as presenting the objectives and setting clear expectations are shown in the preliminary activities. While on the second principle of learning, gamification and video presentation were seen during motivation and presentation of the lesson. And the third one, contextualized learning was highlighted during the development of lesson or discussion. Meanwhile, the fourth learning principle was seen during discussion and application wherein the teacher let the learners have a group activity. For the fifth one, questions and clarifications were raised during discussion, generalization, and application. And on the next learning principle, the teacher prepared interactive activities and hands-on exercises during review of the lesson, discussion, and application. Then, on the seventh principle of learning, the teacher utilized cooperative learning and was also seen during discussion and application. And lastly, on closing activities, the teacher encouraged the learners to develop positive learning habits and apply knowledge and skills. Now, we have prepared answers for the guide questions based from the table shown a while ago. For the first question, we are asked if there are other principles not applied by the teacher nor listed in the table. And yes, we listed 5 principles applied by the teacher which are shown in your screen. And for second question, what skills are developed or enhanced during the learning process? We have observed 10 skills that the learners are able to develop, which include flexibility, adaptability, leadership, critical thinking, collaboration, communication, creativity, interpersonal skills, problem solving, and decision making. And for question number 3, it will be presented by Miss Jacqueline Cano.
What did the teacher do to enhance or develop the needed skills? Based po sa naobserbahan namin, to enhance the needed skills, narito po yung mga teaching pedagogies. Isa po dito ay ang setting classroom expectation and objectives, nang sa ganun po ay alam ng mga bata ang dapat po nilang matutunan sa kanilang lesson. Gumamit din po ng makabagong pamamaraan ang guro, gaya na lamang po ng gamification o mga laro na naglalaman ng kanilang paksa na mas nakakapagbigay engganyo sa mga bata para mas matuto. Paggamit din po ng iba't ibang instruction para mas maunawa ang mabuti ng mga bata ang aaralin dahil bawat bata po ay may kanya-kanyang learning style. And for the number 4, what communication skills were utilized by the teacher during the teaching-learning process? Narito po yung mga ginamit when it comes to communication skills by the teacher during the teaching-learning process based po sa aming observation. Meron po ditong active listening wherein repetition of stated answer or words to avoid misunderstanding and foster retention. And nonverbal communication skills wherein these are the nonverbal cues like counting, gesture like raising hands, and also posture and using visual aids. And next po is the verbal communication skills wherein in this po, this was used in giving instruction, asking question, and facilitating discussion through tone modulation. Meron din po ditong constructive feedback wherein providing feedback on the learner's academic performance, specifically on what to enhance and what to maintain. And also, art of questioning wherein in-encourage po dito yung pagre-raise ng question to test their knowledge and satisfy their curiosity. For number 5, describe how the learners respond to the communication strategies of the teachers. Based po sa aming observation, the learners show positive response to the teacher's communication strategies. Masigla po at maligalig po silang sumasagot sa mga tanong ni teacher at sila po ay nakikilahok sa mga activities at sa pagsagot po ng mga tanong. We have here the procedure and strategies or techniques used by the teacher. For the motivation, the strategies or techniques that used by the teacher based on our observation are the presenting visual aids, wherein the teacher utilized eye-catchy illustrations, flashcards, picture, and video presentation. They also use gamification, wherein the teacher lets the learners play the pass the battle game during motivation, and providing real-life example. For the teacher gives practical example to make the content more concrete and relatable to his or her student. And for our next procedure, the presentation of the lesson. And for the techniques or strategies used by the teacher, they use gamification, wherein the teachers incorporate games like verb charades to make the learning interactive and fun. Also, art of questioning, wherein the teacher present the picture and ask the learners what they see. Also, they use brainstorming, wherein the teacher asks their prior knowledge on what could be their topic for that day. And for the next procedure, we have here the development of the lesson, wherein they use open-ended question, wherein asking the importance of the specific lesson that encourages the learning to draw general conclusion. And also, direct instruction. The teacher use an direct instruction which compromise reading of syllables and forming words. They also use contextual learning, wherein it is relating the lesson to the learner's personal experiences, making the learning process more engaging and participatory. And for the next procedure, we have here the general or the closure or the drawing insight, wherein they use the strategies or techniques that HOTS or the posing higher order thinking skills question. The teacher asks questions which lead to the better retention of information. They also use learner-centered teaching, wherein letting the learners generate meaning of lesson on their own. And also, reflective thinking, wherein the learners reflecting on why and how a certain things happen. And for the next procedure, which is the enrichment or the application or fixing skills, they use think pair share, wherein the teacher encourages the learners to work in a pair, then present it in front of class. And also they use the authentic activities, wherein they letting the learners have a group activity like role playing, highlighting hands-on learning. And for the next procedure, we have here the assessment or the evaluation, wherein they use the paper and pencil assessment, where the teacher construct 10 questions to measure learners' understanding. They use true or false sometimes or multiple choice. And also in this, they use the SWOT analysis or the strength, weakness, opportunities, and threats on learning, wherein the learners being aware of what to improve in their academic performance and skills. For the last parts is the agreements or the assignment, wherein they use giving assignments. The teacher provides clear and concise instruction, ensuring the learners understand the assignment requirements. Also, they use explaining rubrics, wherein the teacher explains the grading criteria achieved by the learners in doing the assignment. And also, the teacher instructs the learners to do advanced reading.
In this slide is the analysis part. Number 1 question: are the learning principles applied by the teacher appropriate with the nature of learners and learning conditions? Why or why not? In essence, effective teaching involves aligning learning principles with learners' needs and conditions. By customizing strategies to diverse learning styles, teachers ensure a productive and responsive learning environment. The application of these principles is reflected in learners' behavior and responses, emphasizing their impact throughout the lesson and in achieving learning goals. Number 2, did you observe passive learners? If yes, what might be the reason why they are passive or silent? Yes, there are some passive learners, and based on our observation, there are factors why learners are passive or silent. Passive learners may result from factors like auditory learners, relying on verbal instructions, and visual learners engaging with visual presentation. Then lack of confidence can contribute to reduced participation due to fear of making mistakes. Additionally, a teacher-centered approach with a focus on lectures or spoon-feeding information may contribute to passive behavior as active participation is not emphasized. So, mahalaga ang pag-unawa sa iba't ibang paraan ng pag-aaral para mas mapadali ang pagtuturo at pag-unawa ng ating mga learners. So, number 3 question, are the communication strategies used by the teacher appropriate to the level of learners? So, justify your answer. So, definitely yes. The alignment of the teacher's strategies with the learner's level is reflected in their academic performance. The learner's active participation and continuous engagement in discussion indicate that the teacher's strategies are effective and well received. The use of diverse instructional materials further enhances the learning experience by offering multiple pathways for understanding. The teacher's proficiency in listening, speaking, reading, and writing ensures a clear and comprehensive communication, creating a solid foundation for effective learning interactions. So, number 4 question, if you are the teacher, what possible learning principles and strategies would you apply to elicit meaningful learning? As aspiring educators, we prioritize experiential learning, emphasizing learning by doing to connect lessons with the real-world events. A key strategy involves prioritizing classroom management to create a safe and comfortable environment, recognizing that the learning environment significantly influences behavior, which aims to establish a conducive environment that maximizes the learner's skills, abilities, and promote positive with the wholesome experiences. In this slide is the reflect part. We have here 2 questions. So before that, we go first in question number 1. Among the principles of learning, which one is the most important for you? Substantiate your answer. Among the principles of learning, the learning principles that stands out most of us is learners masters basic and component skills through practice. We future educators believe that we can remember everything only if we do it once. Continuous practice not only enhances retention but also allows learners to internalize and familiarize themselves with the fundamental components of skills. This approach acknowledges the challenges of memory retention and provides a practical solution for learners to achieve mastery through consistent, repeated engagement with the material. So number 2, what insight did you learn from the class activities that you have observed? Overall, the combination of effective pedagogies in teaching and a true mastery of content knowledge is pivotal for an efficient learning teaching process. While interactive and engaging classroom activities enhance learning, it's crucial to align them with lesson objectives. So, being well prepared for lesson delivery is key for information retention. Employing teaching strategies and instructional materials tailored to the learner's level, nature, and learning conditions further enhances the overall educational experience.
Here are the evidences or documentations highlighting the different schools and our classroom observation of teaching and learning. We also included the following references that is related in our activity, which you can visit anytime. That's all our presentation. Thank you for listening and have a good day.